In today's video, I am testing some new blush products from e.l.f. Well, I guess new to me. They've been out for a while. So they got the e.l.f. I got 3 of their luminous putty blushes and 2 of their halo blush beauty wands. And we are going to test them out, see how they compare with the e.l.f. monochromatic multi-stick, which I've already owned. Got a few other products to test out. Got just a little bit of PR from Embryolisse and Physicians Formula. So I'll talk about what they sent. And let's go ahead and get into it. Hey everyone, this is Lisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lisa Monique, where we cover all things beauty and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. Okay, so today's video, I'm going to go over some of the e.l.f. blushes that I have. They're all kind of cream or liquid type blushes. I also got 1 or 2 other e.l.f. products. Actually, I got a lot. I ordered a lot directly from the e.l.f. website, and I do have some other products that I'll talk about later. But today, I just really wanted to talk about blushes. Okay, I am one-handed. I did have rotator cuff surgery, I guess a week ago. Today's Monday, so last Monday. Yeah, it kind of tweaks a little bit. I am off all painkillers, not really by choice, but more because I'm only taking some Motrin as needed. So I really haven't taken any today. I haven't taken any since last night, but I might take some right before I go to physical therapy. I also received a PR package from Embryolisse. Now, if you've watched my channel's 4 years old now. I can't believe it. But if you've watched my channel over the last 4 years, you know I've always talked about their Le Creme Concentrate as one of the best moisturizing primers. I have been using this for 7 years now, maybe even 8, but a long, long time. I've purchased this multiple times. Well, they did send me a little care package, and one of the things that I noticed is they did not reformulate. Same formula, they repackaged it. So now instead of white, I don't know if you can even see this. Yeah, so now the packaging looks a little bit different, a little bit more modern, but it is the same product. They did not reformulate the product. Thank goodness. I hate when brands reformulate like my favorite products. Now, they did send me some of their other stuff. They asked if there was anything I was interested in, and I said, well, I would be interested in trying some of your anti-aging line. One product that they did send that I do really enjoy using, even though I am in love with my dermatology needleless serum, they have a Embryolisse Serum Complete with hyaluronic acid. It replumps, illuminates, lifts, and firms. And so the main ingredients are lychee extract and the hyaluronic acid. And this is what it looks like here. This is not a thin, watery serum. This is kind of a creamy serum, which I love the way it feels on my skin. So I'm just going to apply it because I do feel like it adds just an extra layer of plumping. And you know, before you apply your makeup, you really want the most hydrated skin. If you don't want your makeup to go into your fine lines and wrinkles, you want to start with your skin as plump as possible. Granted, that's normal to dry skin, right? I mean, even oily skin, you want it to be well nourished, but you probably don't want to be applying a lot of extra oils or moisturizers on oily skin. But I have normal leaning dry skin, and I just love the way this serum complete serum. That's what it says in English. You know, everything's in French, and so I have to kind of look for the English on the bottle. But it is the red line, so I think they kind of differentiate between their different lines by color. So it is part of their red, which is the anti-aging line. Now, one more product, and I actually have been using this every day. They did send me their Cream Neutra Vérité. I don't know. You know, I can't speak French, but they did send me their face cream. It's also part of their anti-aging line, and it can be used twice a day. I've been using it as my day cream on top of the serum, so I'm going to just put it on top of the serum. Yeah, these two together, it just makes my skin feel really nice. And so you may ask, where would Le Creme Concentrate fit in with this routine? I normally would do that when I get out of the shower. That's kind of, when I put my skincare on, when I get out of the shower, I do shower every morning, wash my hair every day. And so that's when I would apply these products. And then maybe a couple hours later, I'll sit to do my makeup or test or play around with something. And that's when I would put the La Creme concentrate on my skin, because this moisturizer that I applied earlier would already be fully absorbed into my skin. But since I just applied it now, I don't feel like I need to add an extra layer of moisturizing product. So I'm not going to do that now. All right, let's get back to e.l.f. So what I'm going to talk about today, I have 3 of their luminous putty blushes, and I have 2 of their beauty wands, the blushes, and I have 1 a monochrome multi-stick. So we're going to swatch those and talk about them. I also have, though I don't see it, oh, it's right here. I do have one of their No Budge Cream eyeshadows, and this one is a really pale color. It is. Okay, it is hard for me to read. They put their colors on the side in white. Yeah, impossible for me to see. Yeah, so this is Canyon. And I am going to start, I did just put on a little bit of eyeliner. That's all I have on. It's that L'Oreal Infallible 36-hour grip eyeliner that I've talked about. I've been traveling with it. I just love it. It's gel eyeliner. It goes on really nice, but once it dries down, which it does fairly quick, it doesn't budge. Okay, so I am going to do a one and done look. I'm just going to use a tiny little refer brush, the 02. Let's see if I can open this. So I can't use my bicep. So my hand, my left hand, this is my dominant hand, so my right hand is non-dominant. It can kind of do a little pinching action. so I can kind of try and hold things a little bit, but I can't. All right, this is the only one I cannot get open. Brian? Brian? My husband went to the gym. Oh, should I do it? I don't even want to do this. All right, I'm not going to do that. That's bad. That's wrong. I can't do it. All right, so we're not going to test that because I can't open it and I don't want to injure my bicep just to show you this color. So we're going to skip the eyeshadow. All right, let's see. I'm going to do just a teeny bit of hyperpigmentation cover up using my camo concealer, which I love. This is in medium sand. I used to be a tan walnut, but I haven't been getting as much sun. Oh, this might be too light though. Maybe I still am tan walnut. We'll see. Use one of the new refer brushes. They're number 35, which is kind of a fat pencil brush, which is a nice dabbing concealer brush. It definitely is a little bit lighter and not necessarily a perfect skin match. So more of a brightening shade. Ooh, my husband just came home. So let's check out this Canyon color. It might be non-existent on my eyes. It's very peachy looking. Let's see. Let's see how it looks. It's not doing very well. Okay, I'm gonna use my little refer 02. I think I like spreading it with my finger better with just one hand. I don't really have the control. So I can use this to apply the product. Oh, this one's better because I don't have as much product on it. So it's actually going on nice. So it is a matte cream makeup. Okay, so let's look at these 3 shades that I picked up of this luminous putty blush. Now, when the putty line came out, that was back when I was on e.l.f.'s PR list, which I'm not anymore. But they sent me 2 shades of the blush and 2 shades of the bronzer, but neither were a good shade for me, right? Because they had a like 8 shade line, and I did not find that they were very pigmented. I didn't find that they showed up on my skin or that they lasted very long. So let's see what I think about these. So the shades that I have, this is, oh my gosh, even with my magnifying glass, I can't read this. Belize. Okay, so this is kind of a peachy Belize. This one, this is really pretty. St. Bart's. This looks like the typical shade that I would pick up. And then this one's a little bit more rosy. And it's called Bermuda. All right, so how to show, because I can't really swatch my arm. Maybe I can swatch it using my fingertips down here. Can you see? Belize is very light. It's a very light corally shade. It would look great on tan skin or very fair skin. The middle shade, which was St. Bart's, definitely my color shade. And then the Bermuda is actually kind of a corally shade also. See if you can see him a little bit better. Oh no, let's see how it compares to these Halo Glow blushes. These are very sheer looking also. So I've got Berry Radiant and Candlelit. So Candlelit looks like it's just going to be almost a highlighter shade. Okay, so there's Candlelit. Oops, let me turn this down. Okay, so there's Candlelit. There's Berry Radiant. So these two definitely have more of a highlight blended in with them. They are definitely very glowy. One more thing to try. The monochromatic multi-stick in Luminous Berry. Another berry. Okay, so there's Luminous Berry. When I look at this, the one I seem to like the best is this Berry Radiant. So I'm going to apply Berry Radiant right here. Kind of blend it in. Now I'm actually surprised it didn't just blend off. I'm going to put a little bit more though. And let's build it up. And rub the excess right up here. Okay, that's pretty, and that is a nice natural glow. Let's check out the pot. And I'm going to actually dip the brush, wipe it off, dip it in the St. Bart's. Ooh, that's pretty. So I've used the multi-stick already. I've talked about it in some previous videos. It lasts a couple of hours. I never really fiddle with it to set it, to superset it, to spray it with setting spray to see if I can get it to do an all-day wear. For my normal day-to-day wear, it works really well. I love this St. Bart's blush right now, this Luminous Putty in St. Bart's. I think that is a really, really beautiful color on me. It just has just a little bit of luminosity. The berry is more subtle. And when I'm looking in a mirror, I can see more than when I'm looking in the camera screen. If I had to pick one, I would be picking the St. Bart's. But let's see how they last throughout the day. Oh, here's what I want to do. Let's try and, now that they've set down for a little bit on my arm, let's try the wipe off test. Okay, so I did a little wipe off test. It's interesting to me that these blush wands have dried down. So whereas these are more cream and they were creamier, and I felt like you could wipe off a little bit more, though they did have enough pigment to actually stain the arms. So none of them wiped off, but these were more of a gel, and yeah, they dried down, so they didn't like smear off or rub off. Okay, this is a 7-hour check-in. The Halo Glow Wand, I still see quite a bit of color. See, it's been 7 hours. I didn't do any sort of spraying. I've been outside in the humidity. I've been to physical therapy. I still see quite a bit of color back here. It is a little more faded up at the front. And the Putty Blush also has a little bit of color here. I actually can see the contour that I added underneath right here on both sides, but I do see some of the blush up here. I see some of the blush up here. So both of them have lasted all day without any prep. So I really think that if I had added setting spray and really tried to make the cream blush last all day, that it would have. So I am pretty pleased. But I think that the St. Bart's was the prettiest when it was fresh. I liked this color a little bit more on my cheek when it was fresh. All right, to finish off the look, I think I'm just gonna use a little contour powder. I received these from Physicians Formula. It's their Butter Bronze Contour Palette, and they sent me 2 of the palettes. And so there is a Contour 1, Contour 2. I am going to take the Contour 2, and I'm going to use this middle shade. These butter bronzers, they all have that buttery fragrance. Use the middle shade. Using a contour brush, my Refer 18. Ooh, very pigmented. Tap it off. Wow, really pigmented, but really pretty. Put it on underneath the blush. Now, there is a reason why the Physician Formula butter bronzers are so popular, because they are really dreamy. Look how quickly that just blended in. I mean, I put it on top of my blush, and it just looks, in my opinion, it just looks super natural, and it just kind of blends without a harsh line into the blush. Yeah, and so these little contour palettes are nice because they have multiple colors. So you can use them when you're a little bit fair. If you go out in the sun, you need a little bit darker shading. You can use the darker shading. You can use a little bit as a highlight on the cheekbones. So yeah, they do have that summery, buttery fragrance. But I really do love the way they look. So anyway, thank you Physicians Formula for sending me the contour palette. As always, I really appreciate you all being here and watching my videos. I hope you enjoy these comparison videos, new product videos, and I ordered a bunch of new makeup, so I have a lot more videos to come. So appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.